In our second lecture on the series regarding regionalism in India and national integration, we would like to discuss first the various forms of regionalism as such: cultural regionalism, economic regionalism, political regionalism, and secessionist regionalism. Then those factors contributing regionalism such as the geographical identities, historical factors, cultural and linguistic diversities, caste and religion as a factor, then economic disparities as another factor for rise of regionalism in India and political aspiration. And besides that, especially we will deal on aspirations in the Northeast regarding the demands for autonomy and secessionist movements and those movements against the outsiders. So, in particularly cultural regionalism, this form of regionalism arises from the desire to protect and promote the cultural, linguistic, and historical identity of a particular region, as in India, where there are diverse languages, religions, and traditions. Regions often demand recognition of their unique culture. For instance, the demand for a separate state of Telangana arose from the cultural distinctiveness of the region within the larger state of Andhra Pradesh. And as regarding economic regionalism is driven by the belief that certain regions are economically disadvantaged and need more resources or political power to promote their economic interest. This often leads to call for a larger share of resources, infrastructure development, and greater autonomy in economic decision making. For example, the demand for a separate state of Bihar or Uttar Pradesh often confers centers on the issues of economic development and resource allocation. And as regarding political regionalism refers to the assertion of regional power in the political domain. Political leaders often exploit regional sentiments to build political constituencies that cater to specific groups advocating for greater political autonomy or even secession. The rise of regional parties like the Shiv Sena in Maharashtra, the Akali Dal in Punjab, the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam or DMK in Tamil Nadu, the Trinamool Congress in West Bengal, the Biju Janata Dal in Odisha or BJD can be understood in this context. And the next important movement and the very form of regionalism is the secessionist movement. Extreme forms of regionalism can lead to demands for autonomy or secession, threatening the integrity of the nation. As for example, the Khalistan movement in Punjab and separatist demand in Jammu and Kashmir. Now we would like to discuss those very factors contributing regionalism. And as such, the first one is geographical factor. After independence, people often associated their regional identity with specific geographical boundaries. The integration of princely states led to the merger of smaller states into the larger new states, causing a conflict of loyalties among citizens. As for example, the very integration of Hyderabad state into Andhra Pradesh in 1956 led to prolonged agitation and eventual creation of Telangana in the year 2014. And as to historical factors contributing to regionalism, history supported regionalism with cultural heritage, folklore, myths and symbolism. The most striking example is that of Dravida Munetra Khasgam in Tamil Nadu and the Shiv Sena in Maharashtra and Telugu Desam in Andhra Pradesh. And regarding the cultural and linguistic diversity, language is a crucial marker of group identity, expressing the shared life, thoughts, and values of a community. It unites people and motivates collective efforts towards a common future. For example, the formation of linguistic states in India, such as Andhra Pradesh for Telugu speakers in 1953 and the state of Maharashtra for those Marathi speaking people and Gujarat for the Gujarati speaking people in the year 1966 demonstrate how language can unify people and drive regional development. And as regarding caste and religion as factors contributing to regionalism, Tamil regionalism gained ground as a result of non-Brahmin movement, and that is the self-respect movement. And non-Brahmin caste of Tamil-speaking region had been able to provide a powerful united thrust against Brahmins. And as regarding economic disparities as a factor to regionalism, it is the crux of regional politics. The resources are limited while the demand for resources for the development of various regions is unlimited. Unequal distribution of developmental benefits or economic marginalization have led to regional imbalances and wide economic disparities. This is the reason why movements of separate Uttarakhand state in the hill district of Uttar Pradesh, a Jharkhand state carved out parts of Bihar, and the demand for the state of Bodoland, comprising a part of Assam, are taking place. And as regarding political aspiration, politics as such does not create regionalism. It only actuates regionalism. For example, sons of soil movement in Maharashtra, regional political parties like the Telugu Desam party in Andhra Pradesh and the Dravida Munetra Khasgam in Tamil Nadu, the Akali Dal in Punjab, the Trinamool Congress in West Bengal, the Biju Janata Dal in Odisha. Because of regional sentiments, they have been surviving since the leading factors of contributing to regionalism, and in that context, we would like to discuss what exactly interstate regionalism means. Interstate regionalism creates divisions among two or more states often due to territorial and identity related factors. It can undermine the interest of certain groups within the states involved. For example, disputes between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu over the distribution of Kaveri River, and the very dispute that is between Chhattisgarh and Odisha over the distribution of the Mahanadi water basin. And intrastate regionalism emerges when a specific region or state seeks autonomy, self-identity, and self-reliance. It can be seen as a positive form of regionalism as it promotes self-dependence for the region. For example, Saurashtra in Gujarat, East UP in Uttar Pradesh, Vidarbha in Maharashtra, etc. And now we would like to discuss the regional aspirations in Northeast. So, the very first one, that is the demand for autonomy. So, the demands for autonomy and independence, The entire region except Manipur and Tripura comprise the state of Assam. Demands for political autonomy arose when non-Assamese felt that the Assam government was imposing Assamese language on them. Even post completion of reorganization of Northeast in the year 1972, demands for autonomy did not end. In Assam, communities like Bodos, Karvis, and Dimasas, they demanded separate states. Karvis and Dimasas have been granted autonomy under district councils, while Bodos were granted autonomous council within constitutional provisions. And this secessionist movements, as in case of Assam, the United Liberation Front of Assam, the ULFA, is a separatist outfit operating in Assam. It seeks to establish a sovereign Assam with an armed struggle. And in case of Nagaland, it was led under the Mizo National Front led by Fiju. A section of Nagas declared independence from India in the year 1951. The problem in Nagaland still continues. And in case of Mizoram, after independence, a movement for secession in Mizo Hills gained popular support. 2 decades of insurgency led by Mizo National Front ended after a peace agreement in the year 1986 by the then government of Rajiv Gandhi. Social movement against outsider, another political aspiration that we found in Northeast. Large-scale migration into the Northeast gave rise to a special kind of problem that pitted local communities against people who were seen as outsiders of the migrants. These latecomers are seen as encroachers on scarce resources. The Assam movement from 1979 to 1985, led by the All Assam Students Union, is the best example of such movements against outsiders. Assam is suspect that there were huge numbers of illegal Bengali Muslim settlers from Bangladesh. Hostility of local population to Chakma refugees in Mizoram, Tripura, and Arunachal Pradesh could be cited as another political aspiration in the northeast, in particularly in the states of Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, and Tripura.